and we will today be ready for the test tomorrow. It's a chapter 3 review, and it's going to be working on the quiz. The quiz is kind of very similar to the test. So let's work on every question, make sure that you know how to answer every question of the quiz today. And the first question is this one. How much 30% acid solution should be added to 10% acid solution to make 10 liters of a 12% acid solution? The bell work of today is going to be the first question of the quiz tomorrow. Maybe I change a number, or maybe not, but the way of answering, the way of solving is going to be the same. Let me share, before we start, let me share it with you. Let me give you this quick reminder. Next week is going to be a little bit different because next week we don't have new topics. We will work on catching up, on making up assignments, but we will have the number one of our policy here to open your assignment every day is going to be the same last week. We will have one assignment every day, but the assignments next week are going to be optional. Is to boost your grade, if you complete the assignments next week, I will change any grade that you have that's low, that's not very good, and we're going to use the assignment. The assignments next week is going to be to boost your grade, and not if you don't complete the assignments, you're not going to be penalized, but if you complete, you will have a help to improve your grade. And the first line keeps the same to next week. As today, as tomorrow, as any day, even the days that you don't have meeting, every day you have to open your assignment to have attendance. Even if you don't complete, if you don't work on the assignment, but you have to open the assignment to have attendance. Okay, and I want to share also a few answers from yesterday's quiz. Every day I will share these answers, and I'm including this in the video as well. I'm recording right now a video for that will be added to our YouTube channel that you can use later if you want to study to get ready for the test. And we have on the videos every day there's a different video, and the first screen is this one, the answers from yesterday's quiz. You can get help to complete any missing assignments. So take a picture or a screenshot, take advantage of it, and okay, can I move? Can I change? Moving on. Cool. Yeah. You have everything now on YouTube. The videos are kind of, I'm still working. I'm not going to say I'm very good at producing these videos. They are not kind of the best ones, but I think they might be helpful. Before working on the quiz, let's try the bell work, which is the first question of tomorrow. What do you think is the right answer for this question here? How much 30% acid should be added to 10% acid solution to make 10 liters of 12% acid solution? To solve it, you have, remember we talked about it, and this is a problem involving mixtures. To solve this kind of problem, you have to write down a table like this. And the first line of the table, you write down the percentages, so 30%, and then the next solution is 10%, and the resulting solution is 12%. Okay, this is the first line of the table. The second line, you write down the volumes, and we don't know the volume of the first solution, you write X. We don't know the volume of the second solution, we write down Y. But if you put together x plus y, you have 10 liters. 10. And finally, we will write on the last line the multiplication of the percentage, 30 times the volume. 30 times x, 10 times y, and 12 times 10. Okay, now we complete the table. This is our table. And using this table, you can find equation number 1, equation number 2, system of linear equations, solve by using graphing methods or substitution methods or addition method, and you're going to find the right answer. Now, after you work on the table, then we will write here the equations. We have the equation number 1 is x plus y equals 10, right? This is equation number 1. And equation number 2 is 30x plus 10y equals 12 times 10, 120. I will solve, you can use substitution methods, you can use graphing, you can use even the graphing calculator. You can use the graphing calculator to find the solution, okay? That's up to you. You can, I'm going to use here addition methods. I'm going to multiply the first equation by -1. That means negative x minus y equals -10. Okay, I multiply all the terms of the first equation by -1. And I will divide the second equation, all the terms, by 10. So 3x, 10 divided by 10 is 1, and 120 divided by 10 is 12. So we have 3x plus y equals 12. And Cynthia thinks 3. maybe 3. Let's check here. Now add both equations here. Negative x plus 3x is 2x. Negative y plus y, 0. And negative 10 plus 12 is 2. 2x equals 2. X equals 1. That means the answer here is x equals 1. This is going to be the right answer. Okay? X equals 1. If the winners here, Ewell was the first one to guess closer to 1, 3. Kalia the second one, and Cynthia the third one. So the podium is first place Ewell, second place Kalia, third place Cynthia. If you one day work in the future, right? If you're gonna work with chemistry, I don't know, maybe you're gonna work with chemistry, you're gonna see this makes a lot of sense because you have a solution that's 30%. The second one is 10%. 10% is closer. We want the resulting solution is 12%. It's just a little bit more than 10 and a lot less than 30. So you have to use more, right? If you're mixing up stuff, you have to use more of this 10%. It's going to be 9 liters and less of the 30%. It's going to be 1 liter, right? To make up 10 liters of 12%. I don't know if you're gonna work with chemistry in the future, making this kind of mixtures, but this makes a lot of sense. It has to be less quantity of the 30% and a lot more quantity of the 10% to make up 12%. This is the first question. Let's move to the quiz. Let's work on the quiz. I want to go over all the questions with you, so to make sure that you will be able to answer everything tomorrow. Okay, let's go work on the quiz now. The answer for the first question is x equals 1. And let's move now to the next part, to the quiz. We have several questions, and the first set of questions is to find out, determine if the ordered pair is a solution to the system. So you have two questions about this. Let's work on only one of, it's the same procedure, okay? Let's work on letter B. To find out if the ordered pair x equals 2, y equals negative 2 is a solution for this system here, you have to, the bell work is 1, Madi. Bell work is 1. No problem. 1, number 1. To find out if this ordered pair is a solution, you have to plug in into each equation. It has to produce a true statement. It needs to be a true, something true, right? Let's check. Plug in x equals 2. Negative 5 times x equals 2, minus 7 times y is negative 2, so negative 7 times negative 2 equals 4. Okay, is the first one, this first one here. Negative 5 times 2, negative 10. Negative 7 times negative 2, positive 14. Positive 14 minus 10, 4. That means 4 equals 4. Is this true or false? Is 4 equals 4? Yes or no? True, right? 4 equals 4. That's true. That's nice. Now let's check the next thing, the next one. The next one we will check is this y equals negative 1 over 2x minus 1. Plug in y is negative 2 equals negative 1 over 2, x equals 2 minus 1. Negative 1 over 2 times 2 is negative 1. Negative 1 minus 1, negative 2. That means negative 2 equals negative 2. Is this true or false? Negative 2 is negative 2 is equal? Yes or no? What do you think? Yes or no, true or false? True, right? True. Thank you, Kalia. True. If you have both statements, after you plug in the numbers, and for both equations, you find a true statement, that means yes, this is the ordered pair is a solution for the system of linear equations. If you check this first one, it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be a yes. Thank you, Adrian. Thank you, Kalia. Yes, true. Okay? Let's move to the next set. You all agree? We are all... Thank you, Ewil. If we all agree with the first set of questions, let's move to the next set. The next set of questions, you have to match each figure with the appropriate description. And the description is, these lines here, they represent linear equations, and they have, you have to figure out if they have one solution, the linear equations have one solution, the linear equations have no solution, or infinitely many solutions. What do you think? Which one represents one solution, which one represents no solution, and which option is the infinitely many solutions? What is letter C? What do you think? Letter C. One solution, no solution, or infinitely many solutions? Remember this? If you have two lines crossing in one point, one solution. That's right, Ewil. This is going to be one solution. What about letter D? Thank you, Cynthia. Yes. Letter D, infinitely many solutions. Oops. Wait a minute, Ewil. Infinitely many solutions, you have to have the line one on top of the other. Check here, letter E. Letter E, the blue and the pink or red line, they are on the same place, on the same spot. If you have this, That's when you're going to have infinitely many solutions, okay? Because all the points are intersection. Infinite, I think it's like this, infinitely many solutions. Infinitely many solutions. That means letter D is going to be no solution, right? No solution. Thank you, Cynthia. Yes. That's it. For tomorrow, I will ask the same thing. Maybe I just change the order of the graphs, but it's going to be the same question. Okay? Make sure you notice that tomorrow the order is going to be changed. Just the order. Next set is solve the systems by graphing, substitution, or addition methods. Answer if the ordered pair. If there are no solutions, write NS. If there are infinitely many solutions, write IS. Most of the questions here are going to have at least one solution. It's going to be an ordered pair. For letter L and letter M is slightly different. It's going to be no solution or infinitely many solutions. Okay? And if you have something like that, check letter G. Notation is function notation. You can change, you can use Y instead of the function notation. Instead of f of x, you can use Y. Instead of g of x, you can use Y if it makes it easier for you to understand and to solve. Okay? Let's get one example here. Let's see letter F. You can solve for using substitution, addition, but I will show the graphing calculator. You can also use the graphing calculator. You can use the graphing method. Type the first equation for x minus 2y equals -4. Type the second equation, 3x plus y equals 7. And the solution is the intersection. You have the lines here. The intersection is x equals 1, y equals 4. The answer is going to be x equals 1, y equals 4. Okay? That's it. That's the same thing you're going to do for G, H, I, J, and K. For L, let me just fix this again. For L and M is a little bit different because they will have no solution or infinitely many solutions. Let me show here how to solve letter L, and I will use addition method, okay, for letter L. 3x minus 5y equals -7. And the other equation is -18x plus 30y equals 42. I'm going to use here addition method. My choice, my idea is to divide the second equation by 6. I'm going to divide the second equation by 6, every term, every part of the equation. So let's divide -18. -18 divided by 6 is -3. 30 divided by 6 is 5. And 42 divided by 6 is 7. Okay? So I divided by 6 every term of the second equation. Now we can add 3x minus 3x 0, -5y plus 5y 0 equals -7 plus 7 0. 0 equals to 0. When you find something like that, 0 equals to 0, that means these have infinitely many solutions. So this is infinitely many solutions. If you check letter M, it's going to be no solution. Okay, let me see if we have time. We have, yes, we have time. Not a lot of time, but we have some time. Let's work on the next set. If there's any question, let me know. But we still can get back if we have time. Okay, we can get back and solve other items if we have time at the end. I want to go over all the quiz, and then you come back here if we have more time. If we still have some spare time. You missed A and B. Let me show here. A and B is to determine if the other pair is a solution, and it's going to be yes and yes. You just have to plug in into the system. X, plug in X and Y into each equation. Okay, you will. Let me move to the next set. I want to have time to go over all the questions. Thank you. Match the component inequalities with the number of the correct graph. Let's work on the first one, letter N. Notice that we have 4 component inequalities and we have 8 graphs. That means you're going to have 4 real answers and 4 fake answers. Make sure you identify which one is the real answer, which one is the fake. Okay? Let's check letter N. And I will get the graphing calculator to help me here. Okay? Adjust to -10 and 10. Here, -10 and 10. Oops. Okay, great. -10 and 10. The range, so you can compare and type the inequalities. X plus Y less than 3. Enter. And 3x minus 2y greater than -6. Enter. This is the result. And remember that this is the first item, the item that we're working, letter N, is AND. AND is intersection. That means only the dark blue area, right? Only the dark area. The intersection is this one. Only the dark blue area. Now let's find what is the right answer. The lines are dashed, both lines are dashed, and we have the dark blue area here on the bottom. The possible options are number 3, and we also have number 6, that kind of like looks the same thing. Number 3 or number 6. If you compare with the solution that we found, check that the lines are dashed, because here is just less than and greater than. It's not less than or equal, it's not greater than or equal. Lines dashed is just number 3. The answer is going to be number 3. Any questions so far? I think you can figure out the other, how to solve the other ones. Just make sure that you differentiate if you're working intersection and if you're working union or. Okay, this is or, this is or, this is and. Or it's going to be all the blue areas. And is going to be only the dark blue area. Okay? Yes, Kalia. At the end, we're gonna have some spare time. We get back and check F, everything between F and I. Let's go over all the questions and then we get back to the ones that we're still missing. Okay, Kalia? Letter R. A school carnival sold tickets to ride on a Ferris wheel. The charge was $1.50 for adults and $1 for students. If 54 tickets were sold for a total of $70.50, how many adult tickets were sold? We have to write down a system of linear equations to solve this. So let's write down here. The first, let's say X is the number of tickets for adults and Y number of tickets for students. Then we know that X plus Y is the total of tickets sold, 54 tickets. And $1.50 is the price of the adult tickets, and $1 is the price of the student ticket, the Y. The total amount they collected, $70.50. Remember that we have here 1, right? $1. You have the system of linear equations. You can solve. You can use graphing method or substitution method. I will show here how to solve using addition method. I like the addition method. Let's solve using addition method. I will multiply the first equation by -1, and then we have negative x minus y equals -54. Okay, and let's add both equations here. Let's add negative x plus 1.5 is 0.5x, negative y with positive y is 0, right? And negative 54 plus 70.50 is 16.5. Multiply by 2, both sides, and find x equals 33. This is the answer. This is going to be the right answer. Okay, for letter R, the right answer is x equals 33. Next one, let's work on the question letter S. Oops. Question letter S. Here. Question letter S is about the plane. Remember this one? A plane that flies from Atlanta to Los Angeles. These questions that are involving planes and traveling and boats and things like that, I suggest you use the table. I suggest you build a table to organize your data. So we have the routes. The route here is, the first one is from Atlanta to Los Angeles, is the first leg. And the next is from back from Los Angeles to Atlanta. On the first leg, we will have the speed. The first leg, the plane flies against the wind. That means the speed is going to be less. The wind is holding the plane back. The wind is not helping at all. It's holding the plane. So the speed is going to the speed of the engine, x, minus the speed of the wind. When you're going back from Los Angeles to Atlanta, now the wind is helping. And it's gonna be faster. It's gonna be x plus y. So this is the speed. Next, time. From Atlanta to Los Angeles, we spent more time because the speed was lower, right? The wind was holding the plane. Spent 5 hours. And from Los Angeles to Atlanta was faster, just 4 hours. And finally, the distance. The last thing that we're going to include here on our table is the distance is equal for both legs, 3,200 kilometers. We are working here in kilometers. After you fill out this table, we can find equation number 1, equation number 2. We can write down the equation number 1, which is x minus y times the total time 5 equals 3,200, and x plus y times 4 equals the same distance, 3,200. So we have here equation number 1, equation number 2. What is your favorite method to solve system of linear equations? What is your favorite method? Do you like to use graphing? Do you like substitution method? Do you like addition method? Apply here your favorite methods. My favorite method, I'm going to say, is addition method. I like, whenever it's possible, I like to use addition method. This is my favorite method. I'm going to solve this one using addition method. You can use any method that you want. You can use the graphing calculator. Even the graphing calculator, just type these equations here in the graphing calculator, you're going to find the answer. Okay? To apply addition method, I will divide the first equation here, I'm going to divide by 5, both sides divide by 5, and the second I'm going to divide both sides by 4. When I divide by 5 here on the top, it's going to be x minus y equals 3,200 divided by 5, 640. And when we divide by 4, the second equation, we will have x plus y, right? Get this out. And 3,200 divided by 4 is, 800. Now you can add x plus x to x, negative y minus plus y 0, 640 plus 800, 1,440. X equals 720. Oops. $720. I'm using addition here, Jacob. I'm using addition method. If you like, you can use substitution as well. You can use your favorite method. I suggest you check. You always check if you have time using the graphing calculator. Even if you apply addition method, and sometimes you kind of not confident and think maybe I don't know if this is the right answer. I applied addition method, but I'm not confident. You can use both. You can use graphing calculator and addition method, and then you will be much more confident that you found the right answer. Okay. And let me see the time. Yes, we still have time. We're still good. Again, for R, the answer is x equals 33. For S, answer is 720 kilometers per hour. Okay, kilometers per hour. And now is this one. Can I move on to the next one, the last problem? Suppose a farmer has 100 acres of land on which to grow oranges and grapefruit. X is going to represent the number of acres of orange trees, and Y is representing the number of acres of grapefruit trees, right? So let's write down here, X is oranges and Y is grapefruits. Letter T, write an inequality that expresses the fact that the farmer cannot use a negative number to plant orange trees. Orange trees is X. X needs to be greater or equal than 0. Cannot be a negative number. This is the inequality. That's it. Letter U, write an inequality that expresses the fact that the farmer cannot use a negative number to plant grapefruit trees. Grapefruit is Y, needs to be greater or equal than 0. This is the inequality. That's it. And letter V, write an inequality that expresses that the total number of acres using for growing oranges and grapefruit trees is at most, the maximum, at 100 acres. If you add X plus Y, this needs to be the maximum at most less than 100 acres. And this is the inequality that we're looking for. Now try the last one, the last questions. W. Is the point 33 and 67 in the feasible region? What do you think? Yes or no? Plug in the numbers here, and you're gonna have 33 plus 67. Is this less or equal than 100? Yes or no? And X, 32 plus 69. Is this less or equal than 100? Yes or no? The first one is yes. Right, Kalia? Thank you. The first one is yes. And the second one, letter X. Yes or no, letter X? The second one is 32 plus 69, 101. 101 is not less or equal than 100. That means it's a no. Let's check everything that we have done so far. We worked on all the questions, yes. We are good, we worked on all the questions. This is the result of our work. Letter V is this one. X plus Y less or equal than 100. You asked about F2. Okay, F2 I. If you check here, G is going to be negative 2 and 1. H is going to be negative 4 and 5. I is going to be 1 over 2 and 1 over 4. J, 0 and negative 3. And K is 5 and 0. Just to make sure that you have the right answers. That's it. The end you will be ready to work on the test tomorrow if you make sure that you complete, that you have 100% on the quiz today. And this video is going to be available later on our YouTube channel. Have a great day. Thank you, Jacob. Thank you, Kalia.